Good morning. It is so good to be back with you. Did you have a good Christmas? This is our very first Sunday back in 2021, and this year we can really hope and pray for a better year than 2020. We're going to be thinking about listening to God this week, and so we're going to start off with a listening game. I've got some containers down here, and I want you to see if you can guess what's in them just by listening when I shake them. I'll give you a clue. They're all something you would find in the kitchen. So let's have a look at the first one. Any ideas? This one is a cup container with my dog's food in it. Doesn't look very exciting, but that's what that one is. Did you get that one right? Dog food? That's a bit of a hard one to start with. Let's try something a bit different. It's quite similar, but a little bit deeper. What do you think that one could be? This one is some cereal. Wheaty cereal, in fact. Okay, what have we got next? Let's try this nice big one here. I hope you didn't see that. Any ideas what that one could be? That one is a tub of pasta. Did you get that one right? Okay, we've got two left. Firstly, that sounds a little bit different, a little bit more tinny. Any ideas? That one is a tub of chocolate honeycomb. Very specific there, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't get that one. And finally, that one is very different. Any idea what that one might be? No? That one is a container full of rice. I put it on that side. So how many did you get right? It can be quite hard listening to something when we can't see it. And sometimes we can find it difficult to listen to God because we can't see him. But in our story this morning, the person God was talking to heard him very clearly. Have a listen to our reading from 1 Samuel. The boy Samuel was Eli's helper and served the Lord with him. At that time, the Lord did not speak directly to people very often. There were very few visions. Eli's eyes were getting so weak that he was almost blind. One night he went to his room to go to bed. The special lamp in the Lord's temple was still burning, so Samuel lay down in the temple near where the holy box was. The Lord called Samuel.
Samuel, Samuel.
Here I am.
It's not me. Go back to bed.
Samuel, Samuel.
Here I am.
It's not me. Go back to bed.
Samuel, Samuel.
Here I am.
When you go back to bed, say, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening."
Samuel, Samuel.
Speak, Lord. Your servant is listening.
In the story, Samuel heard a voice very clearly calling his name. It was so loud that he thought it was his teacher next door. Have you ever heard God speak to you like this? I never have, although I do know people who have. If you have, then you're very lucky. If you haven't, then don't worry, because God speaks to different people in very different ways. For some people, it's through a quiet voice on the inside. For some, it's through dreams. And for some, it's in learning where to look in nature and through what other people tell them. Even if we don't hear God talk to us this clearly, we can always talk to him, and that's called prayer. Prayer is when we tell God about our day, about our hopes and dreams, the things we're finding difficult, the things we're worried about for ourselves and for other people. And if we don't hear an answer, or we don't get one in the way that we expect, we can be confident that God still hears us and cares very much about what we have to say. One of the important messages from our story this morning is that Samuel was only a little boy. In his time, people believed that God only spoke directly to the most important priests. But here was this small child hearing God clearly call his name. Eli the priest realised that and taught Samuel how to go and listen. And this teaches us two very important things. Firstly, that you are never too young for God to talk to you. Samuel became a kingmaker, one of the most important people in the kingdom. And that journey started when he was a child. So don't ever let anyone tell you that you're too young for God to be speaking to you. Secondly, adults or older people in our lives can be really helpful in knowing how to speak to God, much like Eli taught Samuel. Sometimes people with more experience will have heard from God in different ways and can help us to know where to start. So is there someone in your life, maybe your family or in your church, who can teach you how to talk to God? We're going to try out one way of praying, that's of that talking to God, in a few minutes. But first we're going to sing a song, which is another way of talking to God. In the Bible, it says to worship God by making a loud noise. So if you want, you could make a shaker out of a pot, one with a lid, fill it with something hard, like I had in my boxes, so rice or lentils or dog food or pasta, and then decorate your box and you can shake it along to the music as it plays.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul. I worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul. I'll worship your holy name. You're rich in love and you're slow to anger. Your name is great and your heart is kind. For all your goodness I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul. I'll worship your holy name. And on that day when my strength is failing, the end draws near and my time has come, still my soul will sing your praise unending. 10,000 years and then forevermore. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship Your holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship Your holy name. Yes, I will worship Your holy name. Lord, I'll worship Your holy name.
This is one of my very favourite ways to pray because it means that I get some leftover sweeties at the end. I've got some Skittles around the outside of my plate here, and each one represents a different prayer. So we could have this one for my family, this one could be for my work, we'll have this one as my church, we'll have, let's see, this one can be for people who have COVID. This one can be for all doctors and nurses looking after the people with COVID. So as you put out your Skittles, you can pray for whatever you want. Doesn't matter if they're big things or small things. If it's something that's worrying you, then you can definitely put a Skittle for it. Then what we're going to do is pour a little bit of hot water onto the plate. Now be very careful if you're doing this yourself and the water's very hot. I don't know if we'll have long enough to see it, but if we wait for a few minutes, the colour from the Skittles will run out of them and make a little pattern in the water. The picture that we've made can help to remind us of how the prayers that we raise to God are a way of us joining with Him to bring His kingdom here on earth, and that we can make a difference. Now, if you can see, the colour is very slowly starting to come out of the Skittles. If we don't get time for it this service, I'll put a picture on at the very end. So I hope you did enjoy your time with us this morning. Join us again next week when we'll be joining Jesus for His very first miracle. If you know what that is, you're very clever. Send me a message to let me know, because I will find out next week. But we'll see you then. Bye.